Welcome back to another vlog. I really apologize that I've been delaying it and not putting it out weekly like I said I would. I ended up getting injured at the beginning of this year, so I apologize. I'm still dealing with the injury now, so the footage of this vlog probably won't be that great, but you can come along with us and follow us to the hospital and what we've been going through this week, or this month, should I say. So for this first little footage here, I have Bumblebee and my German Shepherd Ezio running through the forest, just having a blast. We were having a good weekend that day, and it was nice and chilly, so they enjoyed the forest run. And there they are. The forest is still green with leaves on the ground. It's orange and brown kind of colored, and Bumblebee is running towards the camera with Ezio behind him. The next day was bath day for Bumblebee. Here he is, all soapy and wet in the bathtub. And the day after that was the day I got injured. So here I am with Bumblebee healing next to me in a hospital wheelchair as we were getting wheeled into emergency. Bumblebee did really good considering I didn't really exercise him before this besides the fall that I took when I was walking him. It was a really frosty morning and the sidewalk wasn't salted or sanded or whatever, and it was really frosty, so I slipped and fell the wrong way and ruined my foot and ankle, so that was fun. But Bumblebee did really excellent here. He's patient, he's listening to me. Here he is laying next to me in the waiting room while we're waiting to get into the ER. He's being very calm and has his head down next to me while I'm sitting in my wheelchair. We had a long wait. It was about 4 hours, but it wasn't too bad considering that's quick for that hospital. Here's Bumblebee laying next to me in the hallway, waiting for us to get wheeled into X-ray. He is squished up against a wall and my wheelchair. He's very comfortable, but it's a tight squeeze. And then here's Bumblebee in the ER with me, just waiting to get an air cast so we can leave. Bumblebee's having a very nice snooze next to me in the very busy ER. I will talk a bit more about my injury at the end of this vlog, but for now, let us watch what Bumblebee and I did this month. So of course I had to injure myself the day before. I wanted to run around and do errands. So here's Bumblebee with me in Walmart. I'm driving a mobility cart instead of walking because my foot was in so much pain. But Bumblebee did excellent. He didn't set a foot wrong. He looks for direction. He's excellent. He ignored people. He's getting really good at ignoring people, which is excellent because he's a super friendly dog and he tends to want to lunge towards people to go say hi. But we've been really working hard on that. Here we are in another grocery store where this is about a week later and I'm able to walk on my foot. Should I be walking on it? Probably not, but here I am. I'm wearing an air cast so I can walk on it, but I shouldn't be. I'm walking super slow. I'm hobbling along. I'm sorry if the footage is a little shaky. I'm pushing a cart. Bumblebee is being super patient with me and making sure he's listening and staying in heel and not pulling me. He's doing excellent. A couple weeks later, I have Bumblebee. A friend of mine was nice enough to say, hey, let's go for a car ride. I know you've been cooped up for a while, so here he is in the back of the car with me. He is on the floor of the car. This is great for travel training. So not everyone's gonna want a dog on their seat, especially if you take an Uber or a taxi. They don't want the dogs on the seat, so here he is laying on the floor. It's also great for training for airplanes and stuff like that because we all know that airplane seats are getting smaller and smaller each time. So here's Bumblebee. He's actually sleeping while he lays on the car floor next to my feet. Here we are about a week later. I'm pushing a shopping cart in Walmart with Bumblebee healing next to me as I hobble through the store. I'm still wearing my air cast and dealing with pain and symptoms, but I'm able to walk a little bit more. Not as much as I want to, but here we are. We're about to walk through the pet section in Walmart. No, it doesn't mean Walmart is pet friendly. Task, train, guide, and service dogs only. Bumblebee did really well working in Walmart, so here he is the next day. I was really sore, so I couldn't go out that day. Here he is licking a frozen treat that I made for him in his Kong, and he's enjoying that. Because we did nothing that day, here I am showing some gear that we use. So I am just panning over my bed here with Bumblebee laying next to the gear that I have laid out on my bed, and I will explain it as we look at it. The collar I use on Bumblebee while he's working is just a regular flat collar that is fabric or nylon. I'm not sure what material it's made out of, but it is red with white writing on it that says Service Dog with black plastic buckles. I prefer leather, but this is what we're working with for now until I find a collar I like. So here's the vest that I use with Bumblebee almost every time you see us. This vest is black in color, has a yellow reflecting stripe down each side. On the side panels, it says multi-purpose in white letters, and then underneath that it says Assistance Dog in yellow letters, and then underneath that there's a red box that says Do Not Distract, May Jump to Alert, and on the side of that there's a golden retriever jumping up in a vest onto that wording. And then the middle panel, it says Medical Alert Dog in bright yellow letters, and then in the middle of that underneath it says Jumps to Alert in red letters. And then underneath that, there is a golden retriever on the left side and a Doberman on the right side. They are wearing red vests, and underneath that, there's a medical symbol. I can't remember what it's actually called. I'm sorry. But the Doberman is black and rust, if you wanted to know the color of it. But this is usually the vest that we use on our day-to-day basis. That vest was designed by me and created by Woofable, who I will link down below. Highly recommend checking them out. So this harness vest, I totally forgot I had. I don't believe you can get it anymore. I haven't been able to see it or find it. I got it off of Active Dogs of quite a few years ago, but it is black with yellow trim. I have patches on it that say handler may have difficulties walking, balance assistance dog, I jump to alert, no touch, no talk, no eye contact. It is a nice vest. It has a handle with it, and yeah, you will see us use it on and off as Bumblebee learns to do harness work. So the leash that I use is a Biothane multifunction leash that I use. It has Service Dog leash wraps on it that say don't pet and do not distract and Service Dog. I do not prefer Biothane. I like leather because I live in a rainforest. It's quite rainy here, so when Biothane gets wet, it's very slippery. So I will be getting a leather one when I order Bumblebee's harness from Bold Lead Design. So when Bumblebee is working, I tend to put a bandana on him so I can wipe up drool if need be. Usually my bandanas are space themed with planets and stars and nebula and galaxies, or it can be festive bandanas depending on the season or the month or the holiday. I usually put like a pride bandana on or Valentine's theme, Christmas, whatever it is. Bandanas are usually fun for us. Here's Ezio being an absolute cutie. I trained him a long time ago to bring me his dish after he's done his dinner, and here he is carrying his bowl as I walk through my kitchen. Here he is handing it to me. He's such a good boy. Here's Bumblebee doing a sploot. He's got his back legs out like a frog as he's wagging his tail, and he plays around thrashing this toy that he has in his mouth. He's just having a great time wagging his tail, rolling around on the floor as he's playing. Here's Bumblebee working in the vest harness I described a few minutes ago, the black and yellow trim one. It has a handle, and he's learning to do harness work in this while we wait for the time to order his actual harness from Bold Lead Design. Here I am. I'm still in my Aircast, walking around and hobbling. It was a little easier with Bumblebee in the harness, but I am training Bumblebee to position himself next to me. I will walk close to shelves just so he stays beside me. He tends to like to swing his floofy booty out so he could face me when he stops. But when he's in a harness and I'm holding a handle, I don't want him to do that or he'll injure me. So I'm training him, and here I am putting him in the position next to me, a little bit ahead of me because he'll be in harness. Here's a clip of Bumblebee being a silly boy. He is sitting in the middle of my living room watching the TV. I have a border collie herding sheep in Scotland on TV, and Bumblebee is sitting there like Lucky from 101 Dalmatians, just watching TV. Here's Bumblebee bringing me my towel after I dropped it after re-injuring my injury that was nearly fully healed. I am quite annoyed with myself, should I say, because I was nearly about to have that air cast off my foot finally, but I took a bath, and when I tried to get out, I slipped and I did the same injury all over again. So now I have longer with this stupid air cast on my foot, which I am not thrilled about. But because of my injury, I haven't been able to get my dogs out as much as I like to, so we went for a car ride and I just took them on the trail to run. Here is my German Shepherd and my Golden Retriever Bumblebee playing and running around on the trail, while my senior husky Zayla kind of just chills on the long line I have her on and just walks around sniffing. I had her on the long line because she's getting really old. She's now 12 and quite frail. And a few days after re-injuring myself, here I am on my scooter with Bumblebee walking next to me. I went out with my friend to go get some tea. Here she is with her service dog, who is a chocolate lab. Here I am panning from a cup of tea to the restaurant floor where Bumblebee is laying down with his head down. And then I pan to my friend's service dog on the other side, who is also laying on the floor underneath the table in her harness. They were very good dogs. After tea, we went for a little bit of a shop here because we were in the grocery store cafe, so we just picked up a few things. My friend and I split off in two different directions. Here's Bumblebee healing next to me as I hobble around very painfully with the shopping cart. He was kind of looking around for my friend because we split off in different directions, but I was making sure he was paying attention to me and healing and listening. So I got him to do a task here, which is grabbing a bag of chips from a shelf, just to make sure he was still work mode and not distracted by trying to look for my friend. He did really good. It was certainly a very lovely day. Here I am driving my scooter with Bumblebee next to me, and then on the other side, my friend walking next to me with her service dog. It was certainly a very beautiful day. And now here's the two dogs playing off duty, having a wrestle in the front yard after a good working day. And I will end the vlog here. I'm sorry that this one was short, and I'm sorry if I don't get another one out soon after this. With this injury setback, it's kind of difficult to film, but I will do my best, and I will see you guys on our next fun adventure.